What's up? What's up, everybody? I'm going to show you the World Series Game 7 Giants versus Royals full game. Here we go.
Crisp night, 62 at the start of it. And away we go in Game 7. Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. The other vitals for the weather. Humidity down, it's clear, no threat of rain. Started at 62, already down to 55. It's really dropped over the last half hour. Wind negligible at 5 miles per hour. And there is Jeremy Guthrie. You know that fact by now, if you're paying attention at all. The home team has won 9 straight Game 7s in the World Series. Here's the defense. Out in the outfield, they can go get it. Alex Gordon is in left. Lorenzo Cain, who's better at covering ground than him in center. And Nori Aoki is in right. Eric Hosmer is at first base. Omar Infante is at second. Shortstop is Alcides Escobar. The third baseman is Mike Moustakas, the catcher. What a series he's had. What a year he's had. Salvador Perez on the mound, Jeremy Guthrie. He'll bring you the opening pitch, which is brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Here's to Budweiser. Here's to baseball. While we settle in, our broadcast also streaming live on the Fox Sports Go app, foxsportsgo.com, and for coverage of this game in Spanish, please tune to Fox Deportes.
You ready, Joe?
I'm ready.
Oh, this is going to be awesome.
Let's go. Strike one starts the night. Throw that baseball out of play. A guy who was a 22nd overall pick out of Stanford by Cleveland, but he has bounced. Claimed off waivers by Baltimore, traded to Colorado, traded to Kansas City. Second full year here with the Royals. Strike two.
Starts the game off with back-to-back changeups. Talked about in Game 3 how he kept him off his fastball. Tom,
he's a 5-pitch guy, and it's any pitch at any time. Game 3, 40 fastballs, 37 off-speed pitches. Expect the same kind of split tonight.
That's out of play. Home plate umpire tonight is Jeff Nelson. He's joined by Eric Cooper at first, Jim Reynolds at second, Ted Barrett at third, the crew chief. Jeff Kellogg is in right, Hunter Wendelstedt is down the left field line. Jerry Meals is the replay umpire in New York. Into center. Easy for Lorenzo Cain. It'll bring in the rookie Joe Panik, and it was interesting, guys, to watch Pablo Sandoval, who could very well be playing in his last game as a San Francisco Giant here tonight, go up and down the bench prior to tonight's game, talk to each guy. And one guy he spent some time with is the guy digging into the plate, the rookie Joe Panik.
Yeah, you might not think of Sandoval as a team leader, but he certainly is one. He speaks up at team meetings before games.
Ball one to Panik. Anybody
think he's loose?
He's ready to go. Why not? He's got a .429 career batting average when his team faces elimination in the postseason. He knows how to do it this time of year. Ball and a strike on Panik.
Jeremy Guthrie coming out with the fastball changeup combination. I think it's a great attack early in the game. And I really like how Bruce Bochy's put Panik in the 2 spot to get him pitches to hit as well.
To the right side, Guthrie is there, 2 down. talked about before tonight's game was the San Francisco side compared to the guy on the Kansas City side. Alex Gordon has got to get something done tonight.
Well, they're the two star players, and anytime you have a World Series, you see a guy struggle like Buster has, they basically set up a plan and said, he will not beat us. Same with Gordon. But I do think in a Game 7, these are the guys you got to keep an eye on.
Strike one.
As Tom, as you well know, one swing can change history.
I think he's had good at bats, just hasn't shown the power. And how about Jeremy Guthrie early on? Clearly, he has a good feel for the changeup. A lot of changeup here first inning.
Shattered down. Diving stop Moustakas. Inning over. Who's going to be the star tonight? Going to win the World Series after a half inning and no score. Have in every game of this World Series. Alcides Escobar, Nori Aoki, and Lorenzo Cain with Eric Hosmer. On the backhand, it's Salvador Perez. What a series he's had. Mike Moustakas just made that good diving play at third, and Omar Infante, the second baseman. Jim Hudson, at 39 years old. Baseball history to start a World Series game number 7.
Sinkers, cutters, and splits. The key for him, pay attention to the knee guard of the shin guard of Buster Posey, the right one, that's down and away to right-handers, needs to control that area of the plate, down and away right-handers.
He's been dealing with a sore right hip in the second half of the year. Hudson is first to Escobar, up there ready to pump. Strike one. Tim was a 6th-round pick in '97 by Oakland. Came up in '99, was outstanding for the A's. Traded to Atlanta, was there from '05 to 2013. Year number 1 in San Francisco, and he's finally in the World Series as the count evens to the ball and a strike.
First 2 pitches, you can already see the key. Now, a guy you face like this, you say, get the ball up, get it above the knees, and get a chance to hammer it.
8 out of 26 in this series is Escobar, and now in the hole 1 and 2.
That was the cutter right there. After 2 sinkers, watch it disappear on Escobar.
Alcides has taken off since taking over the leadoff spot in the lineup for Ned Yost, sitting .328. He's the number 1 hitter in both the regular season and postseason, trying to get on in front of Aoki. We'll keep eyes and cameras on the bullpens on each side here tonight in Game 7.
Looking for us. Saw him out there too. Mr. Bunker.
There he is.
Hudson on 1 and 2. 2 and 2.
The bullpen's never that crowded the first inning of the game, except for Game 7. Even your late relievers out their middle innings of a game. In this case, everybody's present and accounted for from the first pitch.
That's hit hard into left and right at one away. You know, Juan Perez is in left. Baseball just found him. Travis Ishikawa starts this night on the bench with Gregor Blanco in center. Hunter Pence. First baseman, Joe Panik, the rookie second baseman. Pablo Sandoval, the Panda, he's coming in with Aoki digging in. Buster Posey catching. And with 1 out, Hudson deals with Nori Aoki. got his first hit of the World Series here last night, an RBI hit. Strike one. Ned Yost in his fourth full year as manager of the Royals. Bruce Bochy in his eighth, looking for his third World Championship. Giants, 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's interesting, the similar style and what he may have learned last night from watching Jake Peavy and how he tries to navigate through this Royal lineup.
That's into the Giants dugout. Everybody appears to be okay down there, and Sandoval will back up now more at third base with a 1-2 count.
Well, they're all in the bullpen. Somebody would have picked off by now.
Dangerous foul ball on the count, 1-2.
Well, you saw yesterday, Peavy was able to get in on him late in the count. And they're going to continue that same trend.
That's the curveball. Hudson won't throw many, but does like to throw them to left-handed hitters. When he's on, you will see a lot of ground balls, not that many swings and misses.
On 2-2. Full count. Hudson got off to a great start for the 12th of June. 13 starts, 7-2. ERA under 2 since the middle of June. 21 starts, 2-12. His 3-2. He is down the 1-1. Take a look at Tim Hudson now. He is the oldest. It had been Roger Clemens to start for the Yankees in 2001 in that series against the Diamondbacks.
Uncle Johnson, that's stood there for a long time.
A couple of black and white photos in that mix.
There's Kim Hudson. We've talked to her a couple of times this postseason. As she sweats through it in the seats on a cold night in Kansas City, her husband, Tim, is one-on-one out with Lorenzo Cain digging in, ready to go.
It'll be interesting now with the running game, how this changes things, because that's one thing that Kansas City will try to do is push the envelope a little like they've done all year long. But once that pitcher gets into the stretch, it kind of changes the tempo. He's fortunate to keep balls down even with the walk. We'll see if he elevates the pitch now he's out of the stretch.
Royals have only stolen 1 base in this World Series, 1 for 2. A check on Aoki.
Runners this year against Hudson, 16 out of 19 stealing. Don't discount the hit and run possibility because he does not get many swings and misses. Pitches to contact.
Aoki, the runner at first, stole 17 during the regular season, has 1 this postseason. It's inside again, 2-0.
Keep thinking about all we've talked about all day of the bullpens. Don't think the starting pitchers don't know that. The pressure on them to execute the one pitch that they have to make at that specific time is enormous.
Well, Hudson's got to execute a pitch here. 2-0. Broken back. Sandoval out at second and safe at first.
The pivot here gets rid of the ball quick. Cain's just getting down the line. It's a broken bat. It's a nice turn, but you're not going to turn it on Lorenzo Cain. It's one of those balls. Once it hit the grass, it slowed down, or else had a chance at a shot a little bit faster, hit that grass and slowed it down, but you want to make sure you get one with him running and make sure you get at least one out.
And so 2 out in the inning, and here's Hosmer. Eric's got 20 hits this postseason, hitting .377. Big swing, strike one.
Good call by Buster Posey right there with the changeup, knowing Hosmer, notorious first ball, fastball hitter. The big swing got him out in front.
Giants won 88 games, the Royals won 89. Meeting in the World Series. Only other time that's nobody cares how you get it. These two teams have marched to this World Series and played to a draw.
I like the 0-1 pitch that he threw to Hosmer up and in. It gives him a different look, a fastball. You know, as a hitter, you're looking to get a ball up, but it also, if Kane was running on that pitch, it gave Buster a great position to set up and throw. Then they came back with the changeup. So now you focus on the hitter. You got 2 strikes, 2 outs. Lorenzo Cain runs, he runs.
That's the four-seam fastball he had in the last couple of years. He throws so many pitches down at the knees. Once in a while, he gets the eye level hitter.
Runner going, pitches strike. And the inning is over. Hudson gets a strike of the World Series. Sandoval, Pence, Belt coming up. And Tim celebrate a scoreless first. 92 jumps back in for a strike on Sandoval. It'll be Pablo Benítez and Brandon Belt. No score after 1 in Game 7. And flips Sandoval, and down to first he goes. Hit by pitch to lead off the inning.
Double up inside on Sandoval. A little cut to this fastball, and excuse me, gets a little bit of the elbow.
And sometimes you see guys get hit intentionally and pull the elbow down. For me, thank you very much, Pablo. You don't want this guy swinging the bat.
Well, let's just say he was in no hurry to get out of the way of the pitch.
That's a great non-move by Sandoval.
Well, here's Hunter Pence. Fouls it back here. Hunter goes up there ready, seems like to jump out of his shoes. He's 10 out of 23 in this World Series. He's only struck out twice. He's been a deadly 2-strike hitter. In 435, 323 overall this postseason. There's a strike. It's up to 2.
Every World Series, there's a player that kids in the backyard go, this guy's really good. And Hunter Pence, I think a lot of kids are going to start hitting like Hunter in the backyard in those football games. He has been impressive in this series.
Even with that awkward approach, even he laughs at it bit. Left side, that's it. And it's 2 on with nobody out here in the second inning for the Giants. Another base hit for Hunter Pence.
Another base hit on a 2-strike count. He seems to be more comfortable. Again, choking up a little bit more with 2 strikes. Breaking ball down. Look at the head staying right on this baseball.
Yeah, that's a bad pitch executed right there. 0-2, you can't give him enough to hit like that.
Well, here's the opportunity for the Giants here in the second, and we'll keep an eye on the bullpen because talking to Ned Yost before the game, he said even in the second inning, if things look like they're starting to get away from us, I will go to Kelvin Herrera to stop it. Strike 1 on Belt as they continue to pound inside on Brandon Belt.
That one zone they have executed right inside on Brandon the whole series. They shift the infield over, and they try to get in his hands. We haven't seen the changeup this half inning yet.
It worked in the first. 2 on, nobody out. Upstairs, a ball and a strike.
You almost keep waiting pitch after pitch inside on Bell for him to maybe cheat and sell out a little bit on the ball in.
Keep waiting for him to hammer one.
Here's a 1-1. Hard hit, foul. And they count 1-2.
That's the ball.
That time he did.
Yeah, they wanted to get it in, and they actually ended up leaving it out a little bit more than the ones he's been swinging through.
That's the one time he did get the barrel out there.
That leadoff man matters.
Two and two. Lead runner is Pablo Sandoval. Trail runner is Hunter Pence. If the ball gets shot into the gap, Hunter Pence will be running up the map. Pablo Sandoval. Here is a 2-2. Hard hit base hit, right side. Sandoval will hold at third. The bases are loaded on a base hit by Brandon Belt. And the batter will be Michael Morse, the DH.
Great execution and great call. Sandoval holds. You can't send him on this. You've got a bases loaded, no out situation. Flannery holding him up. And the Giants are in business.
Guthrie thought he had opened up the back half of the plate with all those pitches inside. That was a breaking ball that got too much of the plate.
Nobody throwing in the bullpen yet. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Michael Morse. It started with a hit by pitch. And now the chance for the DH. Strike one.
This is the difference between the National League and the American League. See, bullpen, action out the pen. But the designated hitter changes everything, how you navigate through jams. And we watch guys in San Francisco pitch out of jams like this because they can get to the pitcher's spot. Not happening today.
Morse into right field. Aoki will make the catch. Tagging and scoring Sandoval. Tagging going to third is Hunter Pence. And the Giants lead 1-0 here in the second. Michael Morse delivers the run. Sandoval scores after reaching on the hit by pitch.
Great approach by Morse, not trying to roll over, take what they give you. Drove a ball the opposite way and picked up the run.
Tim Hudson likes it. Morse, a difficult matchup for Guthrie, and this guy right here at the plate now, Crawford, 5 for 6 against Jeremy Guthrie.
And Brandon Crawford is in an 8 straight World Series games. First and third, 1 out. And a ball low from Guthrie. There are the numbers at bottom line in the World Series for Crawford. Moved up a spot tonight with Juan Perez batting 9th behind him. Count 2-0.
Just starting to wonder, where's his changeup gone? Remember the game in Los Angeles that we kept talking about with Kershaw? He kept forcing himself through with fastball, and he wasn't able to get through the inning against the Cardinals. That's what's happening with Guthrie. Reaching back, trying to go fastball. Right there, we finally saw the changeup again.
Bullpen springs to action for Kansas City. Here's a 2-0. Fly ball into center. That will be deep enough to score Hunter Pence. Set fly by Crawford. It's 2-0 Giants here in the second. Brandon Crawford gets gets it done with a fly ball into center, back-to-back sac flies.
You gotta love the execution of the Giants. No ground balls this half inning, putting everything in the air, picking up the runs. Really good approach.
Guthrie, like Hudson, is not a swing and miss guy. No strikeouts in game 3.
None so far here tonight. Now Juan Perez batting ninth. Strike one. There's Finnegan getting loose. The left-handed hitting Gregor Blanco on deck. That's foul, strike 2.
I think maybe the reason you see Finnegan instead of Herrera is you're looking for length. You know, you don't want to try to bring Herrera in to stop it right now, knowing that he's only going to go maybe 1 or 2 innings. Finnegan may be able to stretch it for a few innings.
We were under the impression he might go to Herrera as early as the second, but the left-hander is due up behind Perez. Maybe another matchup with Finnegan.
Meanwhile, the 0-2 pitch. Strikeout ends the inning, but not before the Giants take a Game 7 lead. The crowd at the Civic Center back in San Francisco reacting. It started with a hit batsman, 2 hits in the inning, 2 sac flies, 2-0 Giants after an inning and a half. Jim Hudson with a 2-0 lead. Billy Butler first up, the DH. 4 for 11 in this World Series. Strike 1 from Hudson. How smart is Pablo Sandoval? We saw him wink at the camera before his at-bat leading off in the second. He went up there. The game just slows down for some guys. He let that pitch graze his right elbow, got to first to start the inning and scored the first run of the night. Now a base hit starts the second for Kansas City. The guy who's been in this organization longer than any other current Kansas City Royal starts the second with a hit.
Well, I like how all the hitters are approaching, not trying to do too much with what they're given. The Giants doing a great job of not hitting to a double play. Butler not rolling over, taking it back up the middle. But the Royals are going to do anything. This guy right here is going to have to be in the middle of it.
A guy who had a 3-hit game in Game 1 of the ALCS, and since then hitting under 100. 3 out of 32. Royals need him to kick it back into gear. He hits one into right center. He's done just that. It'll roll to the track, all the way to the wall. Here comes Butler. The relay by Crawford. Too late. 2-1.
Gets a ball in the middle and doesn't miss it. This ball starts to run back over. Instead of starting at him and coming back over the plate, it started in the middle and stayed out there, and he drilled it in the gap. Are you guys ready to fasten your seatbelt yet?
It just has that feeling, Tom, doesn't it?
It does, and the size of the ballpark allows Billy Butler to score from first base. Hunter Pence just could not cut that ball off.
Now Salvador Perez, runner at second, nobody out, gets smoked. Hit on the lower part of his left leg, and he cannot stand up.
Same pitch that Gordon hit, the 2-seamer running arm side, and that was just a tracer. He just had no chance of getting out of the way of. The ball chased him.
That's just above the knee instead of on the knee. This is big. Backup catcher not playing very much, and him playing 158 games this year behind the plate. See the numbers right there.
Well, Aaron Kraft's going to just will him down to first base. And it's going to take a lot, Tom, you would think, to get him out of his lineup in a Game 7 of the World Series He has been such a force behind the plate. Eric Kratz, his backup, hasn't played this entire postseason.
It's the most anonymous job in baseball. Backup catcher to Salvador Perez. Start number 158 for him tonight. That's the most ever in any 1 year for a catcher in the big leagues.
This is easy for me to say, but I think the good news for Perez is it caught him at least above the knee in a meatier part of the leg. He's going to try to get down to first base. Try to continue, otherwise that hit by pitch would have a lasting effect here in this Game 7.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about him being able to squat. And you can see him clenching his left fist. That's some kind of pain. This is that Willis Reed moment from our childhood, where you go ahead and just gut it out, big boy, gut it out.
Meanwhile, Jeremy Affeldt has plenty of time to get ready. He told us he can get ready in 8 to 11 pitches. Sure, he's got that many in by now.
This delay with Moustakas, the left-handed hitting third baseman coming up, allows Affeldt to get ready. If Bochy wants to go that way, and you can see the impact of the baseball above the left knee of Salvador Perez.
That hurt. You saw how far that ball ran. What Tim Hudson's thinking right there is, I don't want to create a big inning and let him hit a ground ball to the right side and move him over. So he's going to bust him in, hoping he'll pull the baseball. That ball just ran and ended up hitting him in the knee. Moving a little bit.
He just took a light little jog, and you might have heard the crowd just trying to will him to stay in the game. It wasn't pretty, but he did take a bit of a jog.
We'll stay in there for now. Lincecum and Affeldt getting ready. And Moustakas about to walk in with 2 on, nobody out in a 1-run game. Now each pitcher is in a batter, but a world away from what grazed off the elbow of Pablo Sandoval to what just ran into the knee, the left knee, just above it of Salvador Perez. Moustakas went deep last night, has 5 home runs this postseason. Blocked by Posey, ball 1.
Tried to hop off the base. He is in some kind of pain. He took a half a step and said, that is it.
In the air to left. Back is Perez. Had to turn around. Makes the catch. Tagging is good. He's at third. Safe with 1 out. With fantastic baseball.
You want to know how big this park is? Right there it tells you how big the park is. When do you see a guy tag up on a ball to left field and challenge a left fielder who can throw the baseball? Now Perez wasn't expecting him to run. That just doesn't happen to the left fielder. What a gamble and what a play by Alex Gordon. Get the other hand around.
Meanwhile, Salvador Perez almost immobile over at first. Talk about the Kansas City team's speed. We haven't seen them run much in the way of a stolen base. Only 1 so far in this World Series, but it pops up right there with Gordon. Now Infante. Strike 1 from Hudson, trying to keep a lead.
This is where he has to pound that area where he most naturally throws the baseball down and away, sinkers, cutters, and splits to try to get that ground ball. Highest ground ball rate of any active pitcher, Tim Hudson. He knows he's just 1 pitch away from getting out of here.
Infante. In the air to center. Blanco, the catch, the throw. Here comes Gordon. Tucked in.
ball in the air. Will Ward's going to score. And you kick the ball around all you want to do. The Giants, Salvador Perez is going nowhere. Conte, again, keeping the ball in the air and not getting the ground ball.
They might not be stealing bases, but Alex Gordon just stole a run by tagging up from second base to get to third.
And then scoring on the sac fly to center by Infante. So back where we started, 2 for each side. Now base hit by Escobar as Perez goes down to second with 2 out. And that is going to be it for Jim Hudson. With Aoki coming up. Affeldt and Lincecum in the bullpen. It will be Jeremy Affeldt. Such a big late inning weapon for Bruce Bochy. Coming on in the second inning with 2 out. Hudson cannot get through 2. Tied at 2. In the third, 5 runs on 5 hits tonight. Up 2-0 going into the bottom of the second. Jim Hudson lasts only 1 out more, an inning and 2/3. And he gives way to Jeremy Affeldt, who's had 21 consecutive scoreless efforts in the postseason. But here he is, guys, in the second inning. And while all this is going on, you wonder on the other side how much longer Ned Yost will be willing to stick with Jeremy Guthrie.
I would say batter by batter.
With you guys.
2 on, 2 out. Lead runner is Salvador Perez, who was hit hard by that pitch from Hudson. 2 out, Aoki. Ball 1 from Affeldt, who was originally drafted into the Kansas City Royals organization and traded away in 2006 to Colorado.
And with Perez at second base hobbling around, Aoki almost has to hit the ball in the fence to get him in.
Chopper off the plate, tough play, got him at second. Good play by Brandon Crawford. What a good young player he is. Loved it, stepped on the bag, and we are through 2 in Game 7. Got the out. 2-2 after 2. Guthrie back out for the third, but he's got a lot of eyes on him and help in the bullpen if he needs it. Blanco takes a strike. Gregor flying to center his first time now, just 4 out of 25 in this World Series. By the way, as we watch Salvador Perez get around behind the plate after getting drilled by that pitch from Hudson, he looked pretty good warming up Guthrie to start this third.
Yeah, he did. I watched him throw down the second base, as I'm sure the Giants did. A little bit compromised, shorter stride, not that he aired it out.
Guthrie snags it. 1 away.
Right there, you saw him not even back up the throw to first base. Here's the throw to second. A little gingerly. Again, he's not going to air it out. Watching him, I thought he was a little bit compromised. Then on that ground ball, again, really not leaving the catcher's box for unnecessary running.
With 1 out, nobody on. Here's Joe Panik. Grounded out to the right side in the first. So Jeremy Affeldt checks into this game in the bottom of the second out of the pen for the Giants. Will Ned Yost go to his, by the way, as Panik takes a strike. Last time Jeremy Affeldt came out of the pen in the second inning or earlier was never. First time he's ever pitched that early in a ball game. Big strike 2.
We talked to Ned Yost about that. These relief pitchers do have routines to get ready late. And he made sure he told them, whatever routine you have, start it early. General rules do not apply to Game 7.
Waits for the 0-2. Takes ball 1. Posey next. He grounded out to third. Moustakas back in the first. Two and two.
You see Guthrie getting back to that changeup. Away from him a little bit, and he started the game off with the changeup and then went to the fastball. And same pattern to Buster Posey that ended up allowing him to break in. Kind of pitching backwards in a sense. That was a nasty cutter, but I'm going to go back and show you what he did early in the game to kind of set the trend, and this is what hitters are talking about. There's a changeup down to Blanco. He backed him up. Back-to-back changeups. Here's with Panic in the first inning to get him to ground out, and then Buster Posey chased one, and then he busted him in, and now you're setting up all three of your pitches. You got the cutter right here that he got the strikeout on. You saw him break a bat on a fastball to Posey, and he's got the changeup working, so he's trying to figure things out.
He's not ready to just give up. Hand it over to the bullpen. Pitch too long for this, the 35-year-old right-hander. Jeremy Guthrie is Posey. Is in the hole at two.
I like to say he's throwing snowflakes, Joe. No two the same. I mean, really, any pitch, any time, uses both sides of the plate. Looks very comfortable right now.
I can steal that. That's a nice line.
Back-to-back strikeouts. And Guthrie rights the ship. 3, 4, 5 hitters coming out for Kansas together and just had a 1-2-3 third inning. So Guthrie wins that little battle in this oldest Game 7 pitching matchup in World Series history. 2-2 game, bottom of the third inning. Here's Lorenzo Cain. We had a chance to visit with Ned Yost, the manager of the Royals, during the break. Strike one from Affeld. The start by Tim Hudson, going an inning and 2/3 in this Game 7, the shortest in a Game 7 since Bob Turley. The Yankees went one inning back in 1960 in Game 7. That did not end well for the Yankees. It did end well for Bill Mazeroski and the Pittsburgh Pirates. One ball, one strike from Affeld. Strike two.
You know, it's fascinating being able to spend time around certain players, and we got to talk with Jeremy Affeld. When he broke into the big leagues with the Royals, 95, 96, up top with a nasty 12-6 curveball. Changed his arm angle, work ethic, and everything, and now has really become a reliable distance reliever. Can do so many things against a righty and a lefty. Changing that arm slot, Tom, is what he raved about.
Yeah, you're right. He was over the top, four-seam fastball, big 12-6 curveball guy. Reinvented himself. Learned the sinker from David Weathers, sinker ball specialist, right-handed pitcher in Cincinnati, and really kind of changed the break on that curveball so it's not so big.
Cain fights it off. He's a smart guy, Affeld. And he's a survivor. He's a left-handed pitcher coming out of a bullpen. So often these days in the big leagues, the lefties are a one or two batter guy. Left-handed on left-handed specialist. That's not Affeld. That's why he came in early, and that's why he's dealing with Cain, the right-handed batter here in the third. Cain in a battle. The count stays 1-2.
Lorenzo Cain has become a player right in front of our eyes, too. You know, this at bat, he's had at bats like this throughout the whole postseason. And the upside potential, he's just starting to figure out what he's capable of doing. You see the confidence oozing with every game.
2-2.
When you talk about breakout stars in the postseason, certainly you talk about Cain. I got another one for you. Ned Yost, manager of the Kansas City Royals. Boy, have I been impressed with him. And his team now reflects his personality. You wouldn't have said that a while ago, but as loose as the Royals are, that's how loose Ned Yost has been.
with a single into right field. And here is Ned Yost. The first question was about allowing Guthrie to go back out there for the top of this third. It's brought to you by DirecTV.
Yeah, this is kind of, we've got like 8 eyes on him in this dugout. Dave Eiland felt really good about his stuff and, felt like he'd be able to handle the inning. That's a big inning to get us through. Third inning, now we're just kind of going hitter to hitter right now, kind of like Boats did with Huddy there, This game's such a big magnitude, and, we'll be switching arms out left and right here, I'm afraid, before the night's all said and done.
How's your terrific catcher, Salvador Perez, after getting hit?
Man, he's tough as nails, and I wasn't sure if he was going to make it, but, he got through it, and it kind of died down a little bit on him, and he's feeling better, so I think he's going to be okay.
You got your track shoes on?
I got my track shoes on, yeah. Yeah, we got them on, we're ready to go, and it's my brain that I'm worried about, so.
Well, we're not. Thanks, Ned.
Okay, got it.
Thanks. Been very self-deprecating, a guy who's been very honest, and I think he's one of those guys, kind of what you see is what you get. He's been criticized here in Kansas City. I said this earlier in the season, it's even more apparent to me now. The Royals are in this spot, not in spite of Ned Yost, but in large part because of Ned Yost. Now 0-1 on Hosmer with a runner at first, Kane, nobody out.
I couldn't agree with you more, Joe. And the one thing that stood out to me, talking with Ned, he said the biggest thing that he did was he let the guys be themselves. He realized, I'm not going to make them like me and be stoic, and I'm going to enjoy it, and they're going to enjoy themselves, and I'm going to enjoy them. When you get that, you change the personality of the clubhouse and the leadership. And I Tom, just like you said, I've been as impressed, if not more, by Ned and spending the time with him.
Well, tonight is the anniversary of his first hiring with Milwaukee back in 2002. He was fired from that job in a pennant race with 12 games left because his team was too tight.
Here's one up the middle. Panik, what a play. Gets one and safe at first. Unbelievable diving play by Joe Panik to take a hit away and almost get two.
And also to recognize who's running in Lorenzo Cain. If he goes to the glove, back to he may not get Lorenzo Cain. He flips this out of the glove, knowing the speed of the runner at first base. He goes back to the bare hand. Cain gets that much closer. This is a terrific play. And that is first and third in a heartbeat if that gets by him.
Bruce Bochy may want to look at this play. I'm not a big fan of the head-first slide to first base. Number one, you risk injury. And number two, you don't give an audible sound to the first base umpire. He's listening for the bang of the ball in the glove and the bang of the foot on the base. By sliding in head first, it's a more difficult call for the umpire.
Well, I think what happened here with Hosmer is he slowed down. He's out. And if he runs through this one, he makes it. I'm not as adamant as you can't ever dive head first, but I think he slows down on his dive. It's almost like he was diving into a swimming pool instead of shooting on a tarp and shooting past the bag.
Jerry Meals is the umpire in the replay room back in New York. The play is officially under review. It's presented by Samsung, and this certainly looks like it will be the first successful manager challenge in World Series history. It will belong to Bruce Bochy, and this will be one of the best double plays you'll ever see turned.
Spectacular. What they'll look for in the replay room is when the ball touches the glove of Brandon Belt. Doesn't have to close on it. As soon as the baseball hits the back of the glove, he's assumed to have control of the baseball.
Looked like the heel of the hand was in the dirt, the fingers still up in the air of Hosmer. And for the young guys up the middle in the Game 7, Panik, to make that play, flip it out of his glove, and then Crawford, who's so good with the arm, so strong to turn it. That looks to us like a 4-6-3 double play, and we'll see if New York agrees.
And that play is all instincts. You don't sit there and say, oh, okay, I'm going to flip it out of my glove now. That is just pure instincts of knowing what's going to happen. I think they're going to call this an out.
And if so, it's 2 out, nobody on with Billy Butler coming up. All the while, Affeldt is taking more warm-up tosses, another look at it. And I haven't seen anything to suggest that Hosmer's safe.
How important is this call? They're taking their sweet time to make sure they get this right.
Well, I think we've seen enough looks at it.
We do have a few cameras here tonight, so they got multiple choice.
They only got like 45 or something like that.
I mean, there you go. That's as definitive as it gets. But we still wait.
You know, one of the things baseball has talked about is installing the super slow-mo cameras in every ballpark at first base. About 80% of the challenges do occur at first base. I think that would be a great investment.
But this, unless they can't connect to New York, I mean, this is too long.
Well, Tom, I thought it was interesting, your point, that the umpire is listening for sound. We always hear that. And that's the beauty of the World Series. When Lorenzo Cain, when we see the verdict, we'll come back and say this.
Right call's made. Hosmer do it. 4-6-3 double play.
Let me show you Eric Hosmer on the dive. He slows down. I'm going to show you full speed what he does. He's going down the line, and now when he gets here, it looks like he slows to dive because he arcs in the air. Most times when you're stealing a base, you see a guy slide. They slide through the bag, right? He didn't slide through the base. So in that case, yeah, running through the base would have been better off for you.
Yeah, I don't like the play at all.
Here's Butler now, 2 out, nobody on, and Affeldt finally back to work. That was a 2-minute, 57-second delay. And Butler, who singled and scored last inning, his single led it off. And he scored on a double into the gap by Gordon. Scored on a sac fly by Infante to tie it. Count 1-1.
Well, getting lost in the replay was Panic's play. He makes that play. That's a first and third no-out situation for the Royals. Turns it into a double play, nobody on.
Here comes a 1-1 to Billy Butler. 2-1. Bruce Bochy telling us the first week they called up Joe Panik. In June, he knew he had his guy. And inserting him into the number 2 spot in their lineup. What a find. The first-round pick, and the count now 2-2 on Butler.
Well, the thing I like about Joe Panik is every night he does something different. And you always hear that term, hey, he's a ball player. You wonder, what does that mean? Well, that's what it means. He does something on the diamond that stands out every day that you go, that's what a ball player can do. He can hit, he can run, he can field, he can throw. He does it all.
Butler gets a piece. The count stays 2-2.
Well, I know his coach at St. John's, Eddie Blankmeyer, used to say the same thing. You know, if you had an NFL-style combine, probably wouldn't stand out to anybody, Joe Panik. But all the things that he does well, you need to watch him play in game situations. And the more you see of him, the more you like him.
Here's a 2-2. That's out on the dive. Joe Panik evidently had a wardrobe malfunction. Lost a belt, broke it, and the great Murph, Mike Murphy, the equipment man and guidance counselor down in that clubhouse for the Giants, had one ready for him. Here's a 3-2.
What I found interesting about that was he's using the old throwback leather belt. You know, now you have the band, that elastic that stretches, that's the old leather. And when you dive with those leathers, yeah, it would break if you landed wrong like he did or land hard on it. A lot of guys use that elastic band and you have that little fake belt buckle. That's the real deal he's wearing.
It looked like a new belt.
Yeah, Murph went to the used belt package.
I think it's Murph. Here's a 3-2. Butler is making taking FL Ward. Jeremy got Aoki to end the second. Gets really helped out by his defense here in the third.
And you just look through, Joe, at the lineup. You go Butler, Gordon, Perez in a first and third no-out situation. That's how big that play was, and that's why they took their time on that replay as well.
For the Giants in the inning. Not just the kid, Joe Panik, but Crawford in the middle. And then the good challenge by Bruce Bochy. We're through 3, Game 7. Car insurance. And by DreamWorks, Penguins of Madagascar in 3D, November 26th. Only in theaters. As game number 7 goes into the 4th inning. 2-2 is the score. What a defensive play we just saw from Joe Panik. Sandoval first up. Hunter Pence, then Brandon Belt. Guthrie back out for more with help behind him in the bullpen if he needs it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here is a 1-1. Sandoval leans back from a pitch that barely missed. And the count 2-1.
You know, we've been watching for 2 weeks now, Pablo Sandoval, how to get him out. And I don't know. I don't think the Royals know either.
That's up the middle. And Infante with a bare hand. Cannot get him. What a drive by Omar Infante. And had he not slipped, may have had a chance to make the throw.
Yeah, that cost him. What a play. Right here, he decides, I got to go bare hand, because as you back up, you know how much further you're going away, and that runner's getting closer to the bag. And Joe, you called it perfectly. That right foot just sliding on the turf was just enough to cut him down from having something on it.
Pablo Sandoval once again gets a base hit on a pitch out of the strike zone. Confounded Kansas City all series.
Well, now Hunter Pence. There's no more confident hitter in either lineup right now than this guy. Number 8 for the Giants, Hunter Pence. That base hit on the infield got the bullpen active. And it's the hard-throwing right-hander, Kelvin Herrera, here in the 4th.
Wow, he's loose already. You see that pitch?
Here's the 0-1. Pence leans back, 1 ball, 1 strike.
We saw him get that 0-2 single his first time up. Check this out. Hunter Pence in the World Series is 7 for 12 with 2 strikes. 583, that's just ridiculous.
Here's a 1-1. That's in the air to center. This ball is down for another hit. Hunter Pence is 2 for 2 in this game 7. And the Giants are back in business here in the 4th inning.
This is the same group last time when the Giants had the big half inning. Started off with Sandoval getting hit by a pitch, this time a base hit, but they've got it working. I think the one thing that they were able to do that half inning was avoid the double play ball.
Well, now it's Brandon Belt, and instead of Ned Yost, it's Dave Island out to talk with 2 on, nobody out. Herrera getting loose. And Guthrie will face at least 1 more hitter. You want to talk about gorging on football? How about 14 straight hours of college football this Saturday on Fox Sports 1? So go to the store, load up on all you need, get the sofa ready, and kick back for back-to-back-to-back-to-back games this Saturday on Fox Sports 1. You guys surprised that Guthrie is in there to face Brandon Belt?
Not really. I think they still like his stuff. I'm surprised that they can continue to get Belt out on fastballs and cutters in.
On the inside corner, strike 1.
Came back with it again. I think the one option here is Guthrie may get you a ground ball. Herrera's not going to. And maybe that's what they're playing for, although the right side of the infield is fairly deep.
Belt with a base hit his first time. 2 on, nobody out. A up and away, and Herrera looks to be about ready out in the bullpen.
Well, they're going to have Herrera come in against Morris. I'd be surprised you don't see power versus power in that situation.
This is a big batter in this game 7 here in the 4th inning. The 35-year-old Jeremy Guthrie. 1-0 this postseason, 1-0 this World Series brings him. And a fly ball into left. Sends back, tagging Sandoval. The throw to third. Sandoval is safe, and it's first and third, 1 out. And now good base running by the Panda.
And that's a tough one for Hunter Pence to tag up on because Gordon was twisting so much. If that ball gets by, Pence has got to be able to go halfway and score. The Cardinal rule is usually when the guy in front of you goes back, you go back. But you can see where Pence gets back. Running by Pablo. What a gamble, and it pays off.
And that's it for Jeremy Guthrie. First and third, 1 out in a tie game in the 4th inning. Guthrie out. Herrera in. The DH Michael Morse coming up.
Your attention, please. No pitching for the Royals, number 40, Kelvin Herrera.
You want to turn it up, that's what Kelvin Herrera will do. That's what Michael Morse will do. The numbers this postseason for the hard-throwing right-hander, Herrera. First and third, 1 out. Morse already with a sacrifice fly.
This is going to be fun.
To third foul, strike 1.
Power versus power. Here it comes. 97. We may see 100. For a guy to throw that hard, that many fastballs, to not give up home runs is really impressive. Because really, as a hitter, all you got to do is touch it right, and he's going to supply the power.
He's also got the 2-seamer, not just the 4-seamer.
Good rip by Morse, but strike 2.
Might say he got away with one, but when it's 99, you can throw it right there and challenge the hitter, and it's good luck.
Broken bat base hit into right. 1 run scores. Pence will go to third. The throw cut off, and it's 3-2 Giants in the 4th.
Right now, it's the little things. Sandoval tagging up on the bottom left field. Pence first and third right here. Sets him up nicely. And how strong is Mike Morse?
Well, I said people think they can get the ball in on him because of his hands away from his body, but you see him pull him in on the swing. And what a job by Hunter Pence. No hesitation, no need to pick up the third base coach. Off and running the extra 90 feet.
And he had nothing in mind but drive that run in. As soon as he saw the ball, then it falling right through, put his arms up. He did his job.
Now it's Pence at third with only 1 out. Morse at first for Brandon Crawford. Strike 1 on Crawford. This is a big weapon being used here by Ned Yost in the 4th inning of this game 7. He allowed Guthrie to face Belt after the first 2 reached with hits. Belt flied one deep enough to left to advance the runner Sandoval to third, then the hit. And now strike 2 on Crawford.
I think it's his top bullpen weapon. This is a changeup here from Herrera at 90. And I say that because he's the one guy Ned Yost said he can use as long as 3 innings. Davis and Holland, much shorter usage.
Pablo Sandoval's been on base twice and scored twice. Giants lead 3-2, 4th inning. First and third, 1 out. That's foul. How about the Giants in this World Series? They have not scored a run and they haven't put their leadoff man on base. 20 times they've done it, and they've scored all 30 of their runs in this World Series. And this inning started on a base hit by Sandoval.
All postseason, so resourceful. 71 runs this postseason. 20 of them have come in without a hit. And Crawford here trying for a hit or the productive out.
First and third, one out. Ball one inside.
Well, the one thing, with all the power that the Royals have coming out of the bullpen, you don't get a lot of double play balls. You're going to get fly balls or balls that are hit, broken bat bloopers that we saw like Mike Morris because of the power that they're providing. Very rare do you get a double play ball. That's why their infield plays so deep, not looking to turn two all the time.
The 1-2. Got him on the outside corner, 2 out.
Reaction of Brandon Crawford looked like he was looking for a ball inside, and you just tip your cap. You're going to paint a ball 98 on the black on the corner right there. There's nothing you can do with it.
Now 2 out for Juan Perez, who struck out his first time against Guthrie. Looks like Affeldt will go back out there for the bottom of this inning. Strike one on Perez. He's going to have to crank it up another notch.
Well, I think he's going to actually shorten up a little more. That's too big to catch up to this. Looked like he was going for the fountains.
Gordon, Perez, and Moustakas for the Royals in the bottom of the inning. Should end the inning. Escobar will go to first. But the Giants regain the lead. And who got it started? Pablo Sandoval. A wink. The confidence. The base running. He scored twice as the Giants lead games. Good breaking ball from Affeldt. Is he eating up some big outs here for the Giants? Start the bottom of the 4th inning. San Francisco up 3-2. Gordon with an RBI double. Good base running and a run scored in the 2-run second. Eyes keep it down to the bullpen. Over this game 7, Madison Bumgarner. When he will get up, if he will get up, according to Bruce Bochy, if he gets up, he's coming in the game. Strike 2 on Gordon.
Talking about Affeldt eating up outs. He's chewed up 4 so far. His high for the season is 6. But as he said, I'm too old to go for strikeouts. I like to get hitters out of there quickly. As long as he keeps that pitch count manageable, he's thrown as many as 39 pitches. He's going to chew up some more outs.
Play by Joe